Namaste to all of you. I am Vishwanath KM, your science teacher. Dear students, science is a subject of inventions, science is a subject of discoveries, science is a subject of curiosity. So, overall, science is a subject of gaining the knowledge. So, I am very proud to be a science teacher and I hope you people are very interested to learn science subject. Dear students, today in this class I am going to teach you one of the beautiful concept of class 6. So without wasting the time, let us dive into the class. Before starting the subject, I would like to share a small story in front of you people. In our today's story, the hero name is Chintu. Do you want to see Chintu? Yes, here is the Chintu. Chintu is a very naughty boy. His father will allot one work to him. So his father will tell him to bring some vegetables from the vegetable shop. So he is telling you people, Papa told me to bring vegetables. So he already knows where the vegetable shop is. So what he will do? He will take a vegetable bag and he will move towards the vegetable shop. He will reach the vegetable shop and he will ask for the required vegetables from the shopkeeper. He will collect all those vegetables in the vegetable bag and he will move to the home. Now he has reached his home and he will show the vegetables what he has brought to his father, but his father will become very angry. Even though he has brought the vegetables, why is his father angry on Chintu? Because our Chintu has brought all the vegetables in a single basket without separating them. So now the father's duty is to separate that. So for that purpose he is very angry. Now he will call Chintu and tell him to separate the vegetables. Our Chintu will separate the vegetables into group of same kinds. How? Look at the picture. He will separate the carrots from the group of vegetables. He will separate the capsicum from the group of vegetables. And he will separate cucumber and also okra. What he is doing? He is separating the similar kinds of vegetables from the group of vegetables. Yes or no? Yes. Now father becomes very happy. Okay. Dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the story. Now let us think what you have learned from the story. In this story, what our Chintu is doing? He is separating the vegetables. In the simple words, what he is doing? He is just separating the vegetables. So, in this story, Chintu has separated the vegetables. So, why I have told this story in today's science subject? Yes, there is a reason behind it. Dear students, in your daily life also, you will be observing so many different methods of separation of substances. Yes or no? Yes, you have observed. So just I'll give you some examples where you have observed separation of substances. In the morning, whenever you visit the kitchen, your mother will be filtering the tea or coffee for you. At the time of filtering the tea, what she will do? She will use a strainer to separate the tea from the tea leaves. So separating tea leaves with a strainer. So here what is happening? Separation of substance is happening. Tea and tea leaves are getting separated. In the same way, where other you can expect the separation of substances. When you visit a field, a farmer will be beating the stalks or the crops to the ground in order to separate the grains from the stalks. Stalks means the part of the plant which is containing the grains is called as stalks. So those stalks are beaten up to the ground in order to separate the grains from the stalk. Again here what is happening? Separation of substances is happening. Yes or no? Yes. What other examples you can give? At the time of churning the curd, butter is getting separated from the buttermilk. Have you observed this process? At the time of churning the curd, butter is getting separated from the buttermilk. Again here separation of substance is happening. What else examples you can think? Whenever you visit a cotton factory, at the time of ginning of the cotton, cotton is separated from the fiber. Cotton is getting separated from the cotton fiber. So here again the process of separation of substances is happening. So by this I am now announcing you today's topic name. Today's lesson name is separation of substances. Yes, this is very interesting topic, my dear students. Separation of substances. This is very simple also. Not only interesting, this is very simple if you understand properly. Sir, you have explained me so many different examples of separation of substances. Can we use the same method everywhere? Yes, let us think about this. For example, I have told you that mother will be filtering the tea with the help of a strainer. And farmer is beating the stalks in order to separate the grains from the stalk. Now let us interchange the method. Can we use the filtering of the tea method in the farmer's field to separate the grains? Can we use a strainer and put some stalks on that so that the grains will fall down and stalk will be separated? Is it possible? No. So that method cannot be applied here. In the same way, farmer's method can we apply in the kitchen to separate the tea from the tea leaves? Can we beat the tea cup to the ground so that the tea will be separated from the tea leaves? Is it possible? No, no, no. So there are separate methods for different kinds of separations. In this lesson, we are going to learn different methods of separation of substances. So let us look at the concept. In this lesson, we will be learning about 8 simple methods of separation of substances. Simple methods of separating substances. What are those simple methods? First one is hand picking. I will elaborate and explain it later. Now let us just look at the topic names. Which are the methods? Hand picking, then threshing, winnowing and sieving, then sedimentation, decantation, filtration and evaporation. These are the 8 simple methods of separating substances we will be learning in this today's class, in this chapter. Okay. So without wasting the time, let us pick the first method of separating substances, that is hand picking. Dear students, do not think about the science, just think what is the meaning of hand picking. Hand picking is simple. Picking up any object from the hand is called as hand picking. Yes or no? This is the simple meaning of hand picking in English. Okay, let us give one definition for this in science. Before giving you the definition, I'll just explain you with an example. What is hand picking? Let us again go to the kitchen now. In this today's class, we are learning many concepts from the kitchen itself. Okay. So whenever you visit kitchen at the time of preparation of rice, what your mother will be doing? Your mother will clean up the rice at the beginning. Your mother will clean up the rice in the process of making the rice. How she will clean up the rice grains? She will just put the rice grains on a flat surfaced vessel or plate. And what she will do? She will search for the impurities. She will search for the impurities and she will pick up the impurities like stones or dust materials. How she will pick up? She will just pick up by the hand and she will throw it away. She will just pick up the impurities by hand and she will throw it away. This process is simply called as hand picking. This process of separating impurities from the useful substance is called as hand picking. This method of separating substances is called as hand picking. Simple. Very, very simple. Yes or no? Have you understood? At the time of preparation of dal also, she will be cleaning in the same process. So now you have understood what is hand picking. Separation of impurities from the useful substance by picking up through the hand is called as hand picking. You have understood now, but in the examination you need to define it. You need to give a definition if it is asked. Then shall we look at the definition of handpicking? Yes, dear students, definition for handpicking. The process of separating impurities from any substance by the method of picking up by hand is called handpicking. The process of separating impurities from any substance by the method of picking up by the hand is called handpicking. Very simple and understood. Yes or no? Yes. Whatever we are learning, we need to apply it somewhere. Already we have learned where it is applied. Now let us give it a definite frame. See, application of handpicking. Method of handpicking can be used for separating slightly larger sized impurities like pieces of dirt, stone and husk from wheat, rice or pulses. At the time of cleaning of wheat, rice or any grains or pulses, we are using the method of handpicking. In this method of handpicking, impurity size should be little bit larger or smaller than the useful substance. There should not be much variation of size. Okay? See, in the picture you can observe a person is sitting and separating the impurities from the grains. See, in this process, the quantity of such impurities is usually not very large. As I already told you, there should be not much variation in the size of the impurities and useful substance. Okay, dear students? Yes, very, very simple. I hope you have understood what is handpicking. So now, shall we go to next method of separation of substances? What is that? Yes, here it is threshing. Dear students, what is the meaning of threshing in English? Just what is the meaning of threshing in common language? Threshing means pushing any object or pushing any object over the other object is called as threshing. Very simple. Yes or no? Yes. So before understanding what is threshing in science, I'll just give you one process. How our grains are obtained from the fields. That means I'll go with an example of paddy. Okay. Dear students, paddy is grown in the fields and that paddy grains will be present in the stalk. That means plant of the paddy crop. Okay. So that grains will be harvested from the field. How? The entire plant will be cut and that will be collected in one place. See, harvesting will be done. Once the crop is ready to harvest, the farmer will harvest the crop and he will make bundles of the stalks. He will tie up and make a bundle of stalk. In that way, many bundles will be made. Bundles of stalks are made. Later on, it will be put on a flat area and farmer will dry it up. See, stalks are being dried. Why it is dried? I'll tell you later. See, paddy grains in the stalk are present. The farmer will harvest the crops once it is ready to harvest. Then he will make bundles of the stalks. Those stalks are being dried up. Later on, after it is dried, he will beat the stalks to the ground. The farmer will beat the dried up stalks to the ground. I told you why it should be dried. Because if it is dried, then only the grains will fall off from the stalk. See, the farmer is beating the bundle of stalks to the ground. Why? In order to separate the grains from the stalks. From the plants, the grains will fall off. When he beats the stalks to the ground, the grains present in the stalks will fall down to the ground. What is happening here? Here, the farmer is separating the grains from the stalks. When he beats the stalks to the ground, automatically the grains are falling down to the ground and it is getting separated from the stalks. So, This method itself is simply called as threshing. Understood? Yes, you have understood. Now let us give one definition for this threshing. What is that? The process of beating the stalks to free the grain seeds is called threshing. Very simple. The process of beating the stalks to free the grain seeds is called threshing. Understood, dear students? Yes, threshing is the process of separating the food grains from the stalks by the method of beating stalks to the ground. You can explain in your own words. There is no exact written definition. You can frame a definition which gives similar meaning to this definition. That is left to you people. You should be very aware of such things. You should frame your own sentences. Then only you can attract the evaluator also. Okay? Yes. Now we have learned two methods, that is handpicking and threshing. Let us go to third method. What is that? That is winnowing. Winnowing is the third method of separation of substances. See, look at the picture. What you can observe in the picture? A woman is standing on a stool and she is holding a basket. In that basket, the basket contains food grains along with the dust materials, along with the impurities. So what she is doing, she is putting those substances to the ground so that those substances are falling from a height. Those substances are falling from a height and it is falling down to the ground. What you can observe at the time of falling down to the ground? Yes, dear students, in your home itself you can do such experiment. Take any one heavier material, heavier particles, and take lighter particles and mix them up and then throw it from a height when the wind is blowing. Throw it from a height when the wind is blowing. You can clearly observe that the heavier particles in the mixture of the particles, the heavier particles will fall down directly to the ground and very fastly. Heavier particles will fastly fall down to the ground and it will fall down straightly. Heavier particles will fall down straightly. Then what about the lighter particles? Lighter particles will fall down slowly, and also at the time of falling down, if you blow the air, that will move away because those are lighter particles. If you throw two pieces of papers from the height, will it fall down directly to the ground? No. It will swing. Yes or no? At the time of swinging, if you blow air to it, it will again move away in the direction of the wind. Yes or no? In the same way, see in the picture, the woman is throwing the grains from the height, which is containing, those grains are containing lighter impurities like husk or any other dust particles. See, heavier grain particles, grains will be heavier, paddy or wheat, jowar, everything will be heavier when compared to the dust materials. So those heavier grain particles will fall down directly to the ground. Immediately she throws from the top, those particles will directly fall down to the ground. But the dust particles will not fall down directly to the ground. Those will swing slowly. At the time of swinging down, if the air is blown, then those particles, those impurities, those dust materials will move away from the grain's path, and those dust materials will get collected a little bit far. Yes or no? See, now if we observe the ground, our grain particles are collected in one place and dust materials are blown away. Those are blown away and those are collected in another place. In this way, we have separated useful grain particles from the unwanted or impurities like dust materials. Again here, separation of substances has happened. In this way, we are separating the useful substance from the impurity. This method is simply called as winnowing. Dear students, I hope you have understood. Whenever you throw lighter particles and heavier particles from a height in a situation where the air is getting blown, in that case the heavier particles will directly fall down to the ground and lighter particles will move away from the place of the heavier particle, and those two will be getting separated. This method is called as winnowing. The process of separating heavier and lighter components of a mixture by wind or by blowing air is called winnowing. Very simple. The process of separating heavier and lighter components of a mixture by wind or by blowing air is called winnowing. Dear students, I hope you have understood it completely. So up to now we have learnt 3 methods of separating substances. I hope you have understood it. In order to understand it still more properly, what you need to do is you need to read the textbook. Reading of textbook is very important. Whatever you have heard in today's class, today itself you need to read it in the textbook so that you will completely thoroughly understand the concepts without forgetting in future also. It will be printed in your mind. Okay. Now we have covered 3 methods of separating substances. Dear students, now let us summarize the today's class. So summary of the today's class is we have learnt 3 methods of separating the substances. In that, the first method is handpicking. Second one is threshing. Third one is winnowing. So 3 methods we have learnt in today's class. So now I will give you a small homework for the today's class, and I am sure you will enjoy the homework. So the homework is you need to write a definition of 3 methods of separation, that is handpicking, threshing and winnowing. I have already mentioned in today's class, so you can note it down from that class, and you need to write a definition for 3 methods of separating the substances. And the second homework is you need to write any few applications about 2 methods of separation of substances. Out of 3 methods, you can choose any 2 methods and you need to write where it is applied. For example, hand picking is applied in the kitchen, so you can write that example. Okay, in that way choose any 2 methods and write its applications. Okay, third one is very interesting one. You with your parents or any elders, you can visit any farmer's field and you can discuss with them about the method of winnowing, because if you visit the farmer's field you will learn more things. So you can discuss whatever is given in your textbook with the farmer and you can collect the opinion of the farmer also. This activity you need to do. Okay, visit any farmer's field. So dear students, today we have learnt so many things. I am sure that you have understood all the concepts, and let us meet in the next class. Take care. Thank you.